And now the new camera is on. Alrighty then. Here we are, this wonderful Saturday morning. I am expecting a good chunk of family over. And so as a result, I will be making them some food to eat while they're over here. With any luck, I will make bacon wrapped smokies and I will make brownies. We'll see if I get to everything that I want to get to. These videos where I'm just doing stuff around the house tend to run pretty long. And then I keep realizing after I've set up my cameras that I've set them up in bad spots. My preparation station is really where the new fancy cam needs to live. And I keep setting it up over there by the stove. And I was like, I ain't gonna be putting anything in the stove for a good while. So let's get it set up in the preparation station. I wonder if can I zoom a little better? And then back it up maybe. Trying to see if that's a good working view for me. Like, you get pretty intimate with my hands, which is fine, I suppose. Bacon's right here because I feel like I could get a good Scooby-Doo candle shot in here. I don't want to start burning a Scooby-Doo candle just yet because they are all almost gone. And then I'm gonna have to go raid the candle shop for another round of candles. But it is also almost spring, and I've decided I'm only going to burn candles in the fall and winter months. And so with the start of spring, I will be doing air freshener instead of candles. And so that'll just be kind of a quirky thing that I do. I like having quirky seasonal things that I do. Helps me to appreciate having all of the seasons, which I feel like a lot of people do not properly appreciate. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? Let's get this pan over here because as I do the weenies, I want them to be put in the pan. I wish there was a way to get the preparation station and the pan in the shot a little better, whilst still avoiding all the crap that I don't want the camera to see. But oh well. These cooking videos tend to go over pretty well with my audience, so hopefully this is another video you all enjoy. Just hanging out with a buddy of mine yesterday, and he said that he was thinking about doing some cooking videos too. He's got a bunch of gaming cookbooks, and he was like, I could make cooking videos. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. And so hopefully he gets the motivation that he needs and he gets after it and starts doing the thing. I feel like that's most people's hang up, is just getting in there and doing the stuff. So this is a real simple recipe. I'm having family over, and we all kind of decided that it was just going to be kind of snacky foods. We weren't going to be doing anything majorly serious. And I have a hard time hosting without feeding my guests. And so I didn't want to just have a bunch of like finger foods and desserts. I wanted to have something kind of like foodie, if that makes sense. And so I decided on like sandwiches, but like small, like hand sandwiches that you can just kind of eat with your hands. I mean, I don't know. You eat sandwiches with most of your hands. They're like sliders, but sandwiches instead of sliders, if that makes sense. Or sandwich meat instead of like an actual hamburger patty. This weekend preparation video might be a longer form video for you guys. You might see the whole weekend prep as like a video series instead of a single video, because as I'm going over this in my head, there's a lot of dishes that I need to prepare. And if this turns out to be like a several hour long video, then chances are I'm not going to be putting that all together in one place for you guys, because that tends to be a bit much for a single video, especially when you're just sitting here kind of listening to me talk and watching me make some food for the family or whatever it is. But I mean, these bacon wrapped Smokies are very simple. You wrap the Smoky in bacon, stab a toothpick through it, cut off the excess bacon, and then sit that sucker on a pan. And then once you have gotten through all of your Smokies, you will sprinkle brown sugar over the whole thing, and that will be the sort of cherry on top that finishes this whole thing out. And then from there, we got Jones broccoli to make, which is this broccoli that my mom really likes from this buffet. And I'm pretty confident that I know how to make it. And so I've tried making it once before, and I think it turned out just fine. So I will make some of that as well. And then from there, it'll be a matter of the brownies. The brownies will be the last thing that I make, because it's the one thing that I feel like I can handle not having. You guys cannot see what I am doing, so I'm going to have to move this up. It's good to check your camera angle every now and again to make sure that everything you're doing is in focus. I think this camera is just way too zoomed in is the problem. It's got to give some space to breathe here. So maybe that would do it some justice. I just didn't want to get a whole bunch of background stuff in the picture that you guys don't need to be seeing. But at the same time, like, if you're not seeing anything, if you're just staring at stuff and it's off the camera the whole time, then what's the point? So I am slightly concerned about whether or not one package of bacon is going to be enough to do this, because I just poked 4 Smokies, and I've already gone through 1 slice of bacon, basically. It'll probably be like 5 Smokies per slice, because I have this little hanging out piece of bacon that I can wrap this sad little Smoky in. But so when it's all said and done, I get about 5 Smokies per slice of bacon. I bought 2 packages of Smokies, which equates to however many Smokies come in a package times 2, obviously. And then however many slices of bacon I get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm betting there's probably like supposed to be 12 slices of bacon in here, because 11's a really weird number. But at any rate, so yeah, you just wrap these bad boys up in bacon, poke them with a toothpick, drown them in brown sugar, throw them in the oven, let them cook up a little bit. Obviously, you want to let them cook up enough to where the bacon is cooked. You don't want to be serving people raw bacon. And then the Jones broccoli is really simple. The Jones broccoli is quite literally just broccoli, coleslaw mix, raisins, and sunflower seeds. Mix that bad boy up. You got yourself another dish. And then after Jones broccoli, we will maybe move on to brownies. I have my own recipe for homemade brownies that I'm quite proud of. And I feel like I bought the means to make said brownies some time ago, and I never actually made them. And so I've been sitting on brownies now for a while. I froze up some brownies to use as an ice cream topping some time ago, and I had hoped that when I finally got around to making the ice cream, it would taste good, but I'm not feeling it. I think I let the brownies get too stale before I finally did do them the service of actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Before I did them the service of, golly, I cannot think today. What is wrong with me? Oh, of turning them into the ice cream. So, and that was kind of like, so I had made them a couple weeks before we went on vacation. And then we went on vacation. I came back and I had a pretty stout pan of brownies and I didn't want to just waste them. And so I was like, well, if I crumble them up, freeze them, and then I can eventually use them for, what's the thing, for an ice cream. And so that's what I did. I crumbled it up, froze it, and stuck it in the freezer. It's probably been in the freezer for a month, and I'm just now getting around to making it. It's not hitting the spot. And so I don't know if it will survive. I also bought the charcuterie boards for the last time I had a friend over. I just wanted something for us to kind of be able to munch on and eat. And that was fine, but I don't really much care for charcuterie boards. And I usually just buy them because there's something easy when you're serving people that you can put together. But I've now, well, and of course I was hungry when I went to the store, so I bought 2 of them. And I've now got 2 of them sitting in my fridge, and I'm like, what am I going to do with these darn charcuterie boards? So I'll probably throw those out as like my last ditch effort to get something with those. And we'll see what happens there. The hope is that everyone will eat them up and I won't have to throw them out. But I have a strong feeling that if I get through this event and there's still a lot of charcuterie board stuff left over, it's going to be pitched in the trash. I hate throwing food away, especially there's so many people who could use good food. The other thing is, like, every time I've had charcuterie boards in the past, I've been pretty creative with what I do. With what I do to just like use up the leftover charcuterie board stuff. And so I was honestly pretty happy with like what I was doing with these charcuterie boards when I had them left over. But then I always get to the instance where I always get to the instance where I'm just kind of tired of this stuff, you know, like you can only eat so much cheese, salami, and pepperoni and whatever else comes in that thing so much before you get tired of it. And so the other problem is, like, I'm lactose intolerant, so I have to really watch my cheese intake. And the charcuterie boards, I almost always make some sort of cheesy dish with their leftovers because there's cheese in these charcuterie boards. That's a big part of the charcuterie board. How many times can I say charcuterie board in this video before you guys punch me in the face? Charcuterie board, charcuterie board, charcuterie board. At any rate, I just got done having a pan of lasagna, and so I need to stay off cheese for a good while. And while I was eating up on that lasagna, I bought these charcuterie boards because I was having a friend over, and now I need to figure out what to do with them, but I'm really like, I need to stay away from cheese, so I can't be doing too much with them. And so it's really become a bit of a issue for me in that I can't really eat the cheese that's in those things. And like whenever I'm making a meal out of them, it has to be like a cheese-based meal, like a quesadilla or some like poor man's pizza or something like that. But as proud as I am of those solutions, A, I'm not really in the mood for them, and B, I cannot really do the cheese right now. And so I got to figure out what I am going to do. Hopefully today they get eaten up. People really like them, and I can do away with them. But I guess we will see. I don't know how many of my nieces to expect today. I have a total of 5 of them, but some of them are spread across multiple households. So I might see them all, I might not. Depends on whose weekend it is, and I don't pretend to know. But I've got a couple of other things that I need to be doing. I need to be both cleaning off the table and what's the other term? I need to be cleaning off the table, and I need to be moving it out to the center so that you can access all 4 sides of it. I put it up against the wall whenever I'm not expecting company, because when I can access 3 of the 4 sides, it's enough that I can just kind of do what I need to do with it. But when I have company over, I need all 4 sides of my table so that I can seat more people. Also need to be looking into chairs. I bought a table, I don't have any chairs, and I have this fun adventure going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I had to count my bacon slices. I think I have 6 slices left, so I might move to the next smoky round after this. Another thing that's probably worth thinking about when you do these smokies is pre-slicing the bacon and then just doing it like height-wise instead of wrapping the whole thing around it. Like, you don't need that much bacon wrapped around your smoky. It's a little more difficult to do, but the end result is better. So we'll see. Count up how many smokies I have after all this, and depending, I will move on to the next. I bought turkey and I bought beef, and so I need to make up enough of each to where they are equally represented. My brother does not eat pork, which, well, like, I think he's fine with bacon because obviously this is pork, but like regular pork like sausage and stuff like that, he doesn't much care for. And my mom does not like sausage either, so I think the turkey ones will be a big hit. I also think that the beef ones will be a big hit, and I purposely did not buy any sausage, so hopefully we'll be good there. And so roll up these bad boys in bacon, munchie up on them, pour some brown sugar on them, and we'll be ready to go. What kind of stuff do you guys plan for when you have family over? Do you guys do a lot of meals? Do you guys do a lot of takeout? Never been much one for takeout, especially like when I'm entertaining family. Like, I might do takeout when I have a friend over or it's something casual, but like, I don't know, for family you want to do all the things and give them the food that you've freshly prepared, and so we'll see how that goes. This package of turkey ones it's getting there. See how many I've made here and go from there. So yeah, we took our vacation to Florida in December, and that was like the first major adventure that I took my new camera on. And so I snapped a bunch of pictures with my new camera, and I was super excited about it, really liked what I was doing with it. And I made this like movie project with all the pictures, as I tend to do. And I'm now gonna host to have people over to come and look at the pictures, look at the video that I put together. I have a big canvas print that I'm gonna give to my brother and his wife. And then from there, we'll just kind of hang out and have a good old time. I need to count how many Smokies I have to figure out how many slices of bacon I need to allot to the next package. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So I have about 26. And I said I get 5 out of each slice of bacon. So 5 times 5 would be 25. So I've used about 5 slices of bacon for this package so far. I have 6 slices of bacon left, so I'm going to now use 5 slices of bacon on the other package of beef and see what I have left, and then just wrap up the rest and call it a day. I was gonna do this last night, but I was tired as all could be last night. I have been, and it's not like a problem, but I've been overbooking myself here lately in that I'm almost always doing something every weekend, and now I've gotten to the point where it's like, I just want to have a weekend where I do nothing again. What would be awesome would be to just have 3 days off, because I feel like that is realistically the ideal working situation. Like working 5 4s or 5/8. I don't know 5/4 where that came from. Working 5/8 is just not ideal. It is too much of a consumption of someone's time, and like having an full extra day of just me is perfect. And that's why like whenever I take time off, I'll just take like Fridays off for an entire month, and it'll be great, and I really enjoy it, because it's just like, that's, in my opinion, what the working schedule should be. Like, it should not be 5/8. It's kind of garbage. And there's like some countries out here that are doing 4/8, and like that's their new normal. And like people are productive, people are happy, and like stuff's getting done. And I'm like, good. Like, we need to get on board with that and start realizing the potential there, because this whole 5/8 garbage is just not working. And obviously, like, we would love to get in a situation where we could just not work at all, but that's not a realistic reality to face. And so if we at least have something to strive for that's like realistic, then we're doing good stuff. Where was I going with that? I came up with a business plan to move my staff to 4/10s across the board instead of 5/8s, and my director shot it down. He's like, unless we're getting some major like benefit from this, I'm not gonna support it. And I was like, well, I feel like staff satisfaction is a pretty major benefit, but here I go again talking about work after I've said on multiple videos that I'm not going to talk about work anymore. But I personally think 4/10s is the better schedule. And if I were offered 4/10s, I would be very tempted to take it. And so I went to the store, bought all this stuff, and I completely forgot the toothpicks, which I need for this recipe. And so I went back in the store, and instead of bothering with trying to figure out where they were, I just stopped the first employee I found and asked them. I was like, yo, where are the toothpicks at? And they're like, oh, the aisles that are going this way, it's the first one. And I was like, the aisles that are going this way, it's the first one. That is possibly one of the most bizarre and least helpful descriptions I have ever been given as to how to find the thing that I am looking for. So luckily, like, it made enough sense that I found the toothpicks. But I was like, why don't you just, like, I don't even know how to describe how I wanted her to answer that question, but the way she answered it was, I guess, informative enough because I found what I was looking for, but it was also weird enough that I was seriously puzzled by why she answered it that way. And like aisle numbers, I get it because like I worked retail for a while. Aisle numbers doesn't do your customer very good. No one knows the store. They don't know the store as well as you do. So you can say, oh, they're in aisle 11. And I get that that's why we number our aisles so that people can say that and customers can find it more easily. But like if it's a really big store and I'm in aisle 32, like I'd be like, okay, where's aisle 11? And they never have their aisles going in the same direction. Like they're going to be, if they're a space conscious store, they're not going to run their aisles all in one direction. And so then you've got that to contend with and figure out like, okay, at what point in time does 30 turn into 10 and 10 turn into 11 and blah, 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 blah. But it's all right. It will be fine. I am almost done with the bacon wrapped smokies, and we are about 24 minutes in. So on average, my drive to work is like 18 minutes. So like the average upload that I do is an 18-minute or so upload. And so from there, I then try to break up the videos that I make into similarly sized uploads. so that there's at least like a length consistency. Like, was it a couple weekends ago actually, I went out on this trip trying to do all this stuff, and I did do all this stuff, and I filmed myself going from place to place to place to place, doing the thing. And then it dawned on me, and I was like, I don't need this to all be one video, because I was going to edit it all into one video, and I was like, gosh, this video is going to be stupid long. And I was like, why make one video out of it? Why not make it a series of videos? My trip into town, where I talk about my trip into town. And as much as I enjoy doing these kinds of videos, I really do feel like a lot of people stress that you need to be like providing value to people. And if your videos do not provide any sort of value, then you will not get an audience. And I can't help but recognize that I don't think these videos provide an insane amount of value to people. If I were somebody famous, if I already had a name, if people already cared about who I was, then these videos would be awesome for them, because it would be a snapshot into my life, something that most famous people do not give out. And so, like, if I were already established and famous, these videos would be great. But for someone who is trying to make it or be established or become something, like, I should really focus more on something. And that's the problem, is like, I don't mind doing video essays, but they restrict your content output, and that you have to have like a pretty clear script and theme for every video that you're putting out. And if you don't, your product suffers. Where with these, where it's just kind of a day in the life kind of video, it's interesting, but it's not easy to get an audience doing this, which is, I attacked this style of video because it seemed to be trending with Sam Sulek and Dry Creek Wrangler School. It seemed like more and more people were making these kinds of slice of life videos, and were making it somewhere on the internet doing so. And like, maybe part of that is just like timing. Maybe I am literally only 2 months into my uploads. Maybe I'm too hard on myself and just assuming that these are uninteresting discussions. But like, the whole point of people enjoying those other videos is that they said that it felt like you were just having a conversation with a friend, and that's what they needed. And a lot of them, they just turned it on in the background and listened. And it would probably make a really good podcast, especially on the episodes where I do talk about like fruitful things. And so we'll see. Down to my last 2 slices of bacon. We'll see where the bacon, where this last slice of bacon gets me with the all beef ones. And then if I have close to the same amount, I'll probably do another round of turkey, because I foresee turkey being more beloved than beef. It's like, what kind of world do we live in? People like turkey over beef. But it is a reality. Turkey is the healthier option, and I know the dietary wants and woes of my family, and so I think that that will be a good one. I've battled for a while on what I'm going to serve here at this dinner, or at this get-together, because as I said before, like, as a host, I'm like, I gotta serve something, I gotta feed my guests. And also, like, per what we had discussed, it was just gonna be like a casual get-together. Nothing real serious was gonna be produced for it or whatever. And I was asking a friend of mine that I had over yesterday, I was like, I need ideas on what to make for when I have my family over. And bless his heart, he was trying to help me out. And he was like, well, they have these like appetizers that are called shotgun shells, and they're like cheese loaded jalapenos. And I was like, well, I appreciate you so much for giving me an actual option to work with, But for one, other than myself, no one in my family likes spicy food. And for two, my entire family is lactose intolerant. So that is just a double-edged sword of not good stuff. And he was like, "Ah, oh, dang, I totally struck out." And I was like, "No, you didn't strike out. You attempted, which is more than what most people would have done. So I appreciate you doing that." And from there, we proceeded to play whatever video game we were playing, and we moved on with our day. He did mention getting a sandwich platter, which kind of ties into the charcuterie board thing that I bought. So hopefully that's a hit. And so I got some buns over here. I don't know if you guys can see the buns, but I bought some Hawaiian buns to make sandwiches with. So hopefully that helps that out. All right, what's our count at? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's at 25. That's at 26. This last slice of bacon is going to be donated to the turkeys. Plus, I think I have more turkeys left than I have beef. Like, beef's almost gone. I have 2 little beef smokies left, where I have an entire thing of turkey left. I could do 2 beef and like 3 turkeys. That way I at least get rid of 1 package entirely. I think I'll do that. I'll just try and wrap them up like minimalistically. And I'm going to really stretch out this piece of bacon and see how good I can get it. I put them on the pan in very different directions so that people can very clearly tell which is which. And then, that bacon is just spreading. It's like, let me spread myself for you. Ooh, that sounds dirty, don't say that. But it is interesting. I saw a trailer for X-Men 1997, which is a continuation of the old X-Men animated cartoon from the 90s, which was a great cartoon. I love it. I own all the seasons. And I am neither excited nor like disappointed by it. Like, it doesn't look that bad. Everybody seems to be mad because I guess apparently Morph is gender fluid, which is kind of neither here nor there. Like, the guy can turn himself into whoever he wants. So yeah, like, why would he bother identifying his gender? But like, to the same end, like, this show took place in 1997, and gender dysphoria was much less widely acknowledged back then than it is now. And so to have a character in 1997 not, or identify as non-binary, it feels like an unnecessary fact. Like, I'm not mad about it, just kind of like whatever, but it's like an unnecessary character detail just for the sake of appealing to a particular crowd. And that's what bugs me about it. Like, I don't care that Morph is non-binary. I just feel like, is that even necessary for the story? Like, do we even need to know that? Like, if you guys want to change, like, who he is in the comic books and make that who he is, like, okay, fine, I don't care. But it's like, why do I even need to know? Like, why, what pertinence does that have to the story that X-Men 1997 is going to tell? And maybe they're going to tell a story about early gender dysphoria people. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. I mean no offense by it. But maybe they're trying to tell a story about how misrepresented those people were in 1997, because they were not represented at all, to my knowledge. All right. That is the last bacon wrapped smoky. And so I am going to sprinkle some brown sugar all over that. And then we are going to sit that pan aside. I'll stick it in the oven closer to when people are supposed to start rolling in. Family's due in around 2. My family runs a little early, so I try to be ready with most to everything that I will be doing around 1:30. I've had various plans go awry And so I host every year for my birthday. And my birthday last year, I was frying up chicken, and it was nowhere near ready by the time everybody got in. And so I was kind of bummed out about that, but that's okay. This year will be different. It will be better. I don't know what I'm gonna make this year. Last year, the year before last, first year I was in my house, I did tacos, and that was really fun. And it was even more than like just tacos. It was like a full-on Mexican night. Like I turned my house into Chipotle, and that was really good. I'm putting soda cans into my fridge right now. I don't know if my old cam is capturing what I'm doing. I don't remember how far out I placed it, but in case it is not capturing what I am doing, I will tell you all what I'm doing so that you're not just listening to me talk and jabber on and be like, what is this man doing? Putting soda in my fridge. I need to clean off my dinner table because it's got a lot of stuff on it, and I'm probably gonna be using it here. I need to get my what is the thing? My tablecloths too. I don't think I've cleaned my tablecloths in any time recently. All right, let's see how my brown sugar is holding up. It is hard as can be. But I did buy more brown sugar. Is this brown sugar hard as can be? Ooh, no, it's nice and soft. All right, thank goodness for me buying more brown sugar. All right, so I'm just gonna stick my hands in there and get a good old clumpy of brown sugar, and I'm brown sugar up. Before I do that, let me move this pan so that you all can see what I'm doing. The beauty of this new camera is that it makes everything look beautiful. And I need for you all to be able to see the beauty that I'm making with these bacon wrapped weenies, smokies, whatever you want to call them. I don't know how much brown sugar is too much brown sugar. I don't know if any amount of brown sugar is too much brown sugar. But you definitely want to have enough to where it affects the flavor, but not too much to where it just becomes a big old pile of sweetness. And obviously everybody's taste is a little bit different. So some people might want the big old pile of sweetness, and some people might be like, no, I'm good if it's just kind of there, but not a main ingredient. So, all right, brown sugar is on. Can you guys see that? I feel like you guys can get a pretty good sight on that. Can't really see it on the old cam. Sorry, old cam fam. I only do wide shots on old cam. I don't have the ability to get the kind of detail on old cam that I do on new cam. So if you're old cam fams, you all will have to be forgiving me. This brown sugar here, I think, is completely dust. It is ruined. Ruined! I need to figure out why my brown sugar seems to be doing that. It seems to do that a lot to me. It'll harden up and just become completely and utterly useless to me. And I don't know why. I feel like I store it. I definitely store it in like normal room temperature conditions, and I store it responsibly, so I don't know why it keeps doing that. But at any rate, the bacon wrapped smokies are ready. I now need to move on to the Jones broccoli that I had decided I was going to make. I was also going to put out some pretzels. Do I have a clean bowl? I do have a clean bowl. This will be easy to do real quick. Throw some pretzels in a bowl and be like, help yourself to pretzels, fools. Pretzels. All right, I'll keep the bag because if I want to put the pretzels back, I'll need the bag for that, obviously. My camera is saying that it is hot, or that it's warm, or that the temperature is. I keep getting this thermometer on my camera, and I don't know what it's for. But this is not sponsored, but Dots Pretzels. If you guys haven't had Dots Pretzels, get yourself some Dots Pretzels. They're very special, and that's all I can say about that. Very special pretzels here. All right, so the pretzels are ready. That was an easy an easy throw, an easy win. Is there another bowl in here? There is another bowl in here. Good for me. Because I'm now going to need to do the Jones broccoli. So the last time I made this, I think that, let's get a better angle on this. There you go. The last time I made this, I felt like the broccoli chunks were a little big. And maybe it was the cauliflower chunks that were a little big. But maybe I should try and chop up the broccoli before I throw it in this pot. Is that what I'm thinking? So that it's less big old chunks, chunky broccoli, and it's more edible. Edible broccoli. I actually really like broccoli. I know that broccoli and vegetables in general get a really bad rep from people, but I am quite the fan. And so, I don't know, I just got this random idea, because I remember this dish that my mom used to like from when I was a kid at this buffet that no longer exists. And I was like, you know what? I bet you broccoli and coleslaw mix and sunflowers and raisins is all that is. And I made it up. Tasted pretty good, honestly. So I'm gonna make it up again, and hopefully it continues to taste pretty good. Those all look like reasonable pieces of broccoli. Did y'all hear that? That was my phone going off. Wonder who's hitting me up. Oh, somebody's sending me a YouTube video. All right, now we're starting to get to the more ridiculous pieces of broccoli. This guy is a little big for consumption. Chop him in half. That'll show him. Break some broccoli stalks off of this guy. Maybe that's a better way to do it. Break it instead of chop it. Broccoli doesn't need to be chopped. It's already chopped necessarily. That one's got a really long stem. Let's get that under control there. What's going on here? There's that. This broccoli needs to be separated. Oh, there we go. Boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Alrighty then. And then this broccoli. This broccoli. This broccoli. This is kind of a big broccoli. I'm gonna chop it. Don't want people choking on broccoli. This is big broccoli. This is fine. That's good. This broccoli looks like it needs some help. Good broccoli, good broccoli, good broccoli, long broccoli. Y'all never thought you'd be watching a video about good broccoli and bad broccoli, did ya? But there is a such thing as good broccoli and bad broccoli. As I'm sure you're well aware, not all broccoli is created equal. Ugh. I'm hoping that I get to the brownies today. I need to figure out whether or not I even have all the stuff I need to make the brownies. I thought that I bought the stuff that I need to make brownies some time ago, and then never made them for one reason or another. And so now I'm like, okay, like I have the means to make brownies. I should probably make brownies at some point in time. And I really, like, dessert is the one thing that I don't have covered. My mom's making an apple pie, so I'm super excited about that. But if she brings an apple pie, I have brownies, then we have options. Options are always good. And so hopefully this will be a successful day, and I won't have to worry about people going home hungry, or people choking on giant chunks of broccoli, or being upset because they don't have enough choices in life. Some people would probably rather have less choices in life, actually. I know what that's like. All right, I'm gonna chop off this little big old broccoli stem here. Call that good. Broccoli! If you guys like broccoli, let me know with a thumbs up or something. I don't usually ask for participation because like we're all adults, we know how YouTube works. But sometimes audience participation is a good thing. Like you think about in theater productions, like you can have a lot of fun with audience participation. But in let's see, what's like a standard movie, you can't have audience participation. Where even though this is pre-recorded content, I can still encourage audience participation. And that is, in my opinion, a very important difference between social media content and like traditional media. And so hopefully I can capitalize on that and be like, yo, interaction, yeah. And people will be like, I want to interact with his channel. I want to do that. And that would be really cool. But there's also the chance that people will be like, no, I don't care about what you're saying or what you're doing. I'm just here because you're talking and I want to listen, and I appreciate those sorts of people too. Everybody has a place here on this channel because my channel is without a theme. I cook stuff and I write stuff and I drive to work just like everybody else does. And I talk about the stuff on my mind when I drive to work. And maybe at some point in time I'll think enough to make it like a more of a production. It's definitely not a production right now. It's definitely not, or it's definitely just me talking about stuff and doing stuff. Now I'm slightly concerned because I bought sunflower seeds. Oh, there they are, okay. I was gonna say, I bought sunflower seeds and I have no idea where they are. But then I found them, so we're good. Crisis averted. I unpacked my stuff so quickly yesterday that I don't remember where I put everything at. And like, I don't necessarily have a place for every kind of food in my house. I have plenty of open cabinet space, that's for sure. There's unassigned drawers and cabinets, and that's fine and dandy, good and well. Well, I say that now, but as I look around, I'm like, I feel like most of my cabinets are assigned, actually. They have space, sure, but I feel like they are also assigned. Anywho, I need a drink. I was supposed to have gotten a drink when I was over here in the fridge, and I didn't. And now I'm standing here like, I need a drink. What am I doing? There we go, I got a drink. Drinking zero sugar Gatorade. That was one of my, what was it? That was one of my February goals, was to try out zero sugar Gatorade. And honestly, it's not been that bad. Took me like half a second maybe to get used to it. A friend of mine was telling me that, he's like, if you're not overly active, then you should drink the sugar-free Gatorade instead of the Gatorade with sugar. They're like, if you're gonna be an active individual, then all the way, get you some Gatorade with sugar in it. But if you're not gonna be very active, then go ahead and get the one without sugar, because Gatorade's a healthy drink. It's got flavor, and it's healthier, obviously, if you don't have the sugars that go with it. But if you're being active, then you need the sugars that go with it. And so I was like, I'm gonna try that out, because I want to get more active than I am right now, that's for sure. But I am not very active right now. And so hopefully, if I get active, I can switch back to sugary Gatorades. But I don't think Gatorade's all that bad of a beverage choice, even when I was having it with all of its sugar. But trying to do my due diligence to keep from turning into a blimp of a person. And so hopefully you guys will watch me over the years and you'll be like, oh my gosh, He's still in incredible shape. And I'll be like, darn right. Did you guys think that I was gonna not keep up with what I was doing? Like, come on now. All right, Jones broccoli is just about done. Broccoli, sunflowers, raisins, and coleslaw mix. And I have the coleslaw mix here. Get that bad boy open, get some of that in there, stir it up. Then I have to clean up some of this mess that I've made. And then I can, let's see, move on to the brownies, which the brownies would be something that I could, I've put that on Instagram before. Most any food content goes over really well on Instagram. All right, so in order to mix this up, what I do is I get another bowl of the same size and dimensions. This local grocery store used to have these bowls, and I bought several of them. I think I broke one of them though, and they don't carry them anymore. So I put a bowl on top, and I just mix this bad boy up. I got sunflower seeds going all over the place. But that was minimal mess. I don't know that I feel very confident that the sauce was well mixed though. So I'm gonna do this number, turn it upside down, and try it again. Oh, I'm still spitting sunflower seeds all over the place. It's a good thing I put 2 bags in there, not just 1. All right. So I think that's maybe good. It's always tough with the, with the coleslaw mixture that I use, because it doesn't seem all that much, but then when you actually apply it, or when you let it sit for a while, it's like, wow, there actually is a lot of slaw mix here. So I'm gonna put a little bit more in there, just because it doesn't seem well mixed enough. Jones broccoli, I feel like, was a pretty soupy thing. So put our lid back on here, and let's mix this bad boy up. All right, then let's flip it. How's that look? You can kind of see where the non-mixed slaw portions are. So we're gonna get that back in there. Nope. Come on now. And then flip it again. How's that look? I think that looks a lot better. And then I'll take this here thingy. I was trying to split up my 80s music into a playlist. So I have like a big playlist so I have all my music in a database. It's like 27,000 songs, I think now. And then from that database, I break it up into a smaller playlist of like all the songs that I can listen to and they never get old. And it's about 10,000 songs. So of 27,000 some odd songs, I've got 10 that I can always listen to, or 10,000 that I can always listen to no matter what and enjoy. And then from there, I'm gonna break them down again. I bought this music player and it was awesome. I loved it and I lost it and now I'm mad. But anyway, I bought this music player and you could like build your own playlists with it while you were like working with it. It was really cool. You could build playlists like on the fly. And I liked that feature, but it didn't categorize the music by decade. It only, or even by year. It only categorized it by like genre, musician, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to separate it by decade when I feed it in there, so that if I want to just listen to the 80s or if I want to just listen to the 70s, I can do that. But I'm also picking out only like popular songs from each decade. Because when you're playing music for people, some people are more receptive to experimental stuff than others. And some people will just be like, ew, I don't know any of those songs. This is lame. And other people will be like, I don't care. You play stuff that I don't hear every day. I like that. And I can still play popular stuff that you don't hear every day without it being obscure and stuff that people don't like. And so that's what I'm hoping when I break it up into these decades that I can accomplish, is to kind of find that middle ground and bridge that gap. All right, so now the Jones broccoli is done, and so is the, what is it, the other thing that's done? The Jones broccoli and the Smokies are done. I have no idea what time it is. It is 11:23. I've got plenty of time. My party's not till 2, and I don't have to worry about being ready until 1:30. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to turn you guys off, and I'm going to clean up the kitchen, and then I'm going to get ready for making the brownies, and I'll probably bring you guys back on board for that. I want to take a little break from just talking. I want to listen to music for a while, and unfortunately I can like listen to music and play you guys videos of me doing stuff while listening to music, but it will most certainly get muted or banned or both. So at any rate, thank you all for stopping by. I hope my adventures have been interesting. Hopefully you guys are now interested to try some Jones broccoli or some bacon wrapped Smokies, and hopefully I can bring you back for brownies as well. And that would be part 3 of this wonderful adventure that we've been having this weekend. You all have a good time, enjoy time with family, and make it a fun one.